Hello, my name is Nina for those that don't know me. So this is a video about my why, and it's something that we've talked a lot about here at GusSF. Part of my why starts from when I was really young. My mom got pregnant at the age of 16, and she got pregnant with me. My biological dad was 30 at the time, so he was double my mom's age. When she told him she was pregnant, he decided to walk out. He told her, I can't have more kids because I'm married and live in El Salvador and have a bajillion and one kids. And throughout the years, I didn't know that. So my mom met who I call my dad when I was 8 months old, and he's raised me since. Around the age of 6, I started realizing that I didn't have the same last name as my siblings. So as kids, you start asking questions like why, what's going on, why don't I have the same last name? Like what's different? My dad sat me down and told me, you're not my biological daughter. When I met your mom, you were already here. You were 8 months old. But I fell in love with you and I want to raise you as my own. So I remember crying. Like, I cried because I felt like, oh my God, you're not my dad. I'm not Mexican. Like, what do you mean? I didn't know what to expect. So I would cry. My dad loved me so much that I want to say within a week, he took me to City Hall and legally adopted me and switched my last name and gave me his. So to me, my dad's my role model. He's my idol. He's what I would want in a man, basically. Like, I would want a man that loves someone so much and so unconditionally that he's willing to go above and beyond for that person. And that's basically my dad. Throughout the years, my mom mistreated my dad a lot. And my dad, I remember him asking her to get married in a church. And to every woman, that's like a big dream, like everyone wants to get married in a church, so you're really excited about it. And my dad was really excited. He went all out, had like this big old Mexican wedding. He closed down like the streets down there in Mexico, and it was like such a beautiful wedding. I want to say maybe 12. And then when we come back from the trip, me and my sister were taking a shower, and we just started hearing yelling. My dad was at work, so we were like, who's yelling? So we come out of the shower, and I guess my mom was being unfaithful with one of our roommates, and that was a month after they got married in a church. So to me, it was just kind of like, why would you do that to my dad? Her explanation was always like, I would never let your dad take somebody else to the altar after I spent 12 years with them. So to me, that was very selfish. After that, I just started kind of I just kind of lost it. I feel like my dad left us and we were stuck with my mom, and I didn't really have much respect for her. And after that, I just met boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend, and it was just really complicated. I started getting into a party lifestyle. I started just being the opposite of who I was. Then around the age of 16, I got myself into a relationship in which I fell in love. I fell in love deeply, and I felt like he was the one. And as stupid as it may sound, at the age of 16, we planned our kid. After I came out pregnant, I told him. He made a bunch of calls. He was excited at first, but then within a month after, he got scared, like anybody would. And he started threatening me a lot. He started saying that if I didn't have an abortion, that he'd kill me, or like he'd basically hurt me until the baby was dead, and all these things. Pretty complicated situation, I guess you'd say, but I couldn't go through with it. I felt like I put myself in that pickle, and it was my job to kind of be a woman and man up to it. He ended up coming around and he apologized, and we attempted to live a family lifestyle, and it just went downhill from there. There was a lot of domestic violence. Uh, it started him towards me, and I ended up duplicating his actions. So you are who you hang out with, and I'm a firm believer of that. So who you're with and who you hang out with, and the things that you see and you do, like, you're bound to do it if you keep being around it. And he started doing a lot of drugs and drinking, and I was already into partying, so to me it was just like kind of like right up my alley, like, all right, let's go, you know. Now the problem with that was that after a while your daughter starts catching on. Like, my daughter at 1 it was okay, at 2 I found it okay, at 3 I was like whatever, at 4 she starts questioning, like, what are you doing, what are you drinking, why are you up all night, what's going on, you know. There was a lot of fights. I remember getting sent to the emergency room and them not knowing if my eye was possibly damaged and if I could possibly be blind, because he had socked me so bad that it just got super swollen. He had been in and out of jail, and I never pushed charges because I believed that I loved him and I thought that it would get better. Last year, I made a choice to do what was best for me. I stayed in this relationship for so long because I thought that's what was best for my daughter. And what I realized is that that's not what was best for her. What's best for your kid is for you to do what's best for you. As long as you do what's best for you and your kid sees you happy, then they'll be happy. So I took the step to better myself. And it really only started with just wanting to lose weight. I just wanted to lose weight. I wanted to feel better about myself. One of the things that he would always call me is, you're a fat bee. You're a fat bee. Nobody's going to want you because you're a fat bee. So I always told him that I will forever be a bee, but I will never be the fat bee anymore. So I started working on myself. And through working with myself, I've realized that there's more to life than partying. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of people that I thought were going to be there for me through thick and thin. I lost a lot of people that I thought were like my ride or dies, I guess you can say. I used to live with the theory of no new friends, and now I love new friends. I want them all around me. But basically, as I started changing, my daughter started changing. She started becoming a happier kid. She started becoming like a leader. Like, she started like growing into the role. She fell in love with the team. I fell in love with the team. They were all so welcoming. Like, we have such a family bond here. And being able to inspire others that have been in situations like I've been in, really keeps me motivated to want to continue. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to be stuck in a horrible relationship like I once was. I don't want anyone to feel like they're not worth it, because you are worth it. You are worth it more than anyone can imagine. Like, we matter. We matter. You might not see it now, but we matter to someone. And to me, like, I've been able to inspire others, and I've been able to help change their lifestyles. And what's crazy is I attract people that came from my same background. I attract people whose parents have abandoned them at one point or another. I attract people who have been in domestic violence cases. I attract people who are really into the party lifestyle. And I attract those people because those are the people I want to attract. Those are the people I want to impact. Those are the people who I want them to know you can change. It really depends on you and your mindset and how bad you want it, and I'm willing to help you. It's not an easy journey. It's not. It's probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever have to do, but it's easy steps. It's just a lot of repetition. It depends on how bad do you want it. I am dedicated and really invested in bettering myself for my daughter. I'm really invested in bettering myself for everyone that's watching. I'm invested in bettering myself for my dad, because although he's not my real dad, he's raised me like his own. Until today, he still reaches out to me. Like, that's my dad. Like, no one will ever take that away from me. And I also want to do it for my daughter's grandma. Her son hasn't been around for her as he should, so she's kind of manned up to the plate and taken his role, or like done what he should be doing. And to me, it's kind of like For any mom to do that and kind of give her back to her son and be there for me and my kid, that's like, damn, you know, like, I can't imagine turning my back on my kid. But she loves her grandchild so much that she refuses to turn her back on her. And to me, it's like, all she asks me is to be better than I was yesterday. Just don't be that person. Don't be the person you used to be. As long as you're not the person you used to be, I'll continue to help you. And to me, it's kind of like I call her mom. She's like my mom, you know? And I just want the world to be happy. I want everyone to know that it is possible. You don't have to be stuck in that black hole. And I am so glad I'm no longer there. And yeah. Sorry. So with that being said, my name is Nina. And I do it for my daughter. I do it for my ex-mother-in-law. I do it for my daddy. And I do it for everyone that's watching. Add me on Instagram, ShinyPearl143. Good night.